Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Chideramichelle, and thank you for clicking on this video. For today, I wanted to talk about the Meghan Markle and Harry interview with Oprah on CBS. I have a lot of thoughts, I have a lot of feelings and emotions about this interview. I didn't think I wasn't going to talk about it, but I honestly have a lot to talk about. Especially with the monarchy and the royal family and how shitty they are. But let's get into it. So let's just start from the jump. Meghan admits she came into the monarchy naively. Now, I think a lot of Americans are really naive about the royal family and what exactly goes into being a royal member of the family, and being in a monarchy and being the people who uphold the monarchy. So I can understand her naivete. But to a certain extent, I'm like, Meghan, you are dating a prince from a different country. So what exactly did you expect to happen when you got engaged to a man who's a prince, whose sole purpose is to uphold this racist system? So she said she didn't know anything. But I don't believe that she didn't know that the monarchy was inherently racist. I mean, everybody knows that these systems that are upheld by white people of power, are racist. America's system is racist. Patriarchy, a democratic republic where it's supposed to be freedom for everybody and free speech and all this stuff, is inherently racist. It's a patriarchal society and it's racist. The monarchy is also racist, but it's racist in a different way. It's like apples and oranges. They're both fruit. They both give you nutrition, but they just taste different. It's still the same. It's still a fruit though. So I don't understand how, or I should say, a red apple and a green apple, still apples, still the same fruit, still fruit, look the same, just dressed differently. Same shape, just dressed differently. That was not a good analogy, but you get what I mean. The monarchy is racist. So she had the choice to come in and to get married into this system, and she chose to do that. She had a choice, and she was courted by Harry. I'm sure that Harry gave her certain ideas. I mean, not certain ideas, certain amounts of information about what goes on in his family. And she was like, okay, I'm ready to commit to you, and I'm ready to have this relationship and go into this because I love you. And she chose. That was her choice. But I wanted to get into the monarchy for a second and just talk about the history of a monarchy, because I feel like some people, including myself, were a little bit not well versed to the system of monarchy. So I looked it up. A monarchy is a form of government where a monarch is the head. In this case, it's the Queen Elizabeth is the head, and is in quote-unquote charge until death, meaning when she dies, her son becomes the king, Prince Charles. And when Prince Charles dies, then Prince William becomes the king. And then if Prince William dies, then his son, Prince George, becomes, like, it continues to go. So there's a lineage. So in order to keep this lineage as pure as possible, they don't like to bring in other people from the outside. Meaning, of course, a mixed race woman from America is not the ideal person that they would like to marry Prince Harry. Even though Harry is like, what, 8th, 9th in line, they're still like, we need to keep this lineage as European and white as possible. So there's no coming out, there's no going out and going and picking and just picking anybody that you want to pick. You gotta keep it white and pure, you know, even though Meghan is half white. But anyway, and even though there's, I mean, they to the point, they do it so much to the point that their cousins, their 4th, 5th cousins are married to each other. I mean, the queen and the king are related in some type of way. They're like 4th cousins. Like, everybody is just to keep it pure to the point of incest is what I'm saying. So that's how deep this want for it to be, like, we are in this hierarchy, of whiteness. Okay? So basically, keep the blacks out. Even if you have a fourth of black, even if you're 1/8 black, even when you're 1/16 black, we don't want no black in here. What is wrong with my lighting? What's happening? My lighting is changing and it's annoying the crap out of me. Okay. So yeah, America is not that. America is a different system. America's system is a system of patriarchy where we vote people in, but it's still the same type of like, you have to look a certain way, you have to say certain things, you got to believe in certain things in order for us to really believe you. Donald Trump believed in that type of, it was racist. Hello, okay? So the American democracy is racist, the monarchy is racist, all it's racist. All of it is to just make white people have more power and diminish the others out of that framework and out of that whole system. So when I was watching this, I'm just looking at Meghan just like, girl, you didn't know anything. Like nothing that you had no, you cannot tell me you didn't have any idea or have any thought that maybe they won't like me. You know, maybe this is not going to go as well as I thought it would. They hated Diana. They hated, Diana was a white woman, was a British white woman, and they hated her. So what made you think they were going to hate you? I'm just like, okay. So Meghan talks about a lot about the firm in this interview. She talks about a lot about the firm. So to me, the family is the firm. So when I think of the firm, I looked it up, and the firm, it consists of a couple people. It consists of the Queen, Prince Edward, Sophie, who is the Countess of Wessex, Kate Middleton, aka the Duchess of Cambridge, of course, Prince William, her husband, Prince Charles, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, that Camilla is Prince Charles's now wife, and Princess Anne. So when she's talking about the firm, I want us to keep in mind that she's talking about the family. So when she's talking about the family, the firm, same thing. Because the family comes back later in this juicy ass story about this baby. Okay. So let's go from the beginning of the interview. She talks about how she met the Queen first. And the Queen really, 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 really liked her. Of course, I'm skeptical of that because the Queen is upholding the monarchy, which is a racist system, like I said. So I don't think that the Queen is just as innocent as Meghan and Harry are trying to make it seem. I honestly think that one rule that they gotta uphold is you can't bash the Queen. You can't bash the Queen. You can't say shitty things about the Queen. You gotta protect the Queen. You gotta protect the Queen. You gotta protect the Queen. So I don't think that they're ever gonna say anything negative or anything leaning towards, oh, the Queen did not like me or the Queen is racist. Ever. I don't think they're ever gonna say that. So Meghan saying, okay, I met the Queen. She felt like a grandma to me. She gave her blanket to me. She gave me earrings, a necklace, all this stuff. That's great and dandy. But where was the Queen when all this shit was going on with the fucking family? And they were saying stuff about your freaking son being potentially too dark. Where was she when this was happening? And why didn't she say anything? I mean, the lady is what, 90-something years old. She's still walking. She's still good. She could have come out with a statement talking about protecting her grandchild and her great-grandchildren to be. I mean, come on. She also talks about the tabloids. The tabloids are an important character in this narrative because the tabloids are what is potentially the most dangerous part of the role of the tabloids are basically what killed Diana. So the tabloids are dangerous. The tabloids are an integral part of the royal family. They are like, they balance each other out. Without the tabloids, the royal family would be nothing, and without the royal family, the tabloids would be nothing. So they have a relationship with each other that is very important. So when the tabloids said that Meghan made Kate Middleton cry, which was the first lie of many, and Kate didn't come out and say anything, the tabloids flipped it and made it seem, and when actually Kate made Meghan cry, there was no change in narrative, there was no clarity, there was no fix. There was no Kate coming out saying that's not true. There wasn't any of that. So that was Meghan's first jump start, or like notice as to this is how this is gonna go. This is how you're gonna treat me. Y'all gonna lie, and I'm just supposed to be like, just take it, and y'all not gonna protect me. That's what she's talking about. She talks a lot about protection in this interview. She did not feel protected. Harry did not feel protected. She did not feel protected, and that was just like the first case of many moments where she felt abandoned by the family that they said they were gonna protect her, and they didn't protect her. They abandoned her, and so that was the first case of many. Because why can't Kate come out and say this is not true? Why can't they have the tabloids in the family have direct control? So why can't Kate come out and go to the press and tell them, hey, the narrative that's coming out of this house is not true, so let's clarify it. And they didn't. They just let it go. That's the institution. So when she's talking about the firm and the institution, the firm is the family, the institution is, I guess, the system. The institution is people who work for the royal family to me. So that could be the press or the tabloids, and also, you know, the people that work for the queen, people that work for Kate, the people that work for the family, I guess, is the institution. So they enable what goes on outside and inside of the house. I don't know the name of the house. It don't really matter. So the press is continuing to write stories and lie and create narratives around Meghan, even though Meghan is not really saying anything. I mean, the girl is stuck in the house. She said that she was stuck in the house for months on end, pre-COVID, and she couldn't say anything. She couldn't leave. She couldn't see her friends. She couldn't go to brunch. She couldn't go to dinner. She couldn't do anything. She was just trapped. She was trapped while these people are talking about or making stories about, oh, Meghan does this, Meghan does this, and she can't defend herself. They're not defending her, and she's in the house stuck and just in a tizzy, and it's just going crazy in her head. Because I guess that could be depressing, where the whole world is shifting. Like, the whole world is starting to hate you, and you are not responsible for that hate. You were not the person that's causing the turmoil, who is causing the stir craziness. It is the people making narratives around you and around what's going on in your house that are doing that for you, and then your family is not protecting you. So then shit started going even more crazy when Meghan got pregnant. So they're going on these tours, and eventually Meghan becomes pregnant. And I think that this was like the nail in the coffin for the family and the institution that made it to them. To me, I think this is when they were like, oh, this shit is real. Like, she's really here. Like, this is not no like play thing. Okay, like, they got married, blah blah blah, but they're having children together. Like, they're getting married and they're having children. This is serious. And that's when all hell, to me, broke loose, was when she got pregnant. So when she was pregnant with Archie, beautiful baby, when she was pregnant with Archie, there was conversation with Harry, without Meghan being there, about how dark Archie would be when he came out. Now, I want to remind the people watching this video that Meghan is half white. She is white passing. She identifies as a person of color. She does not identify as a black woman. Only reason why we know she's half black is because we've seen her mother, who is very visibly a black woman. Has locks, has a nose ring, brown skin, a black woman. But Meghan Markle is a white passing woman of color, according to her. These are her words. She's a person of color. She's not a black woman. She's a person of color. So Harry is white as can be. Hello? Okay. She marries Harry to have a child. Archie is a white boy. Okay? He's a white baby. Okay? He's not okay? I guess people can say he's a person of color because they know that Meghan is mixed. But if we did not know who Meghan was, and she married Harry without knowing the history of Meghan as just a woman, everybody would see Archie as a little white baby, okay? But because of the fact that they know that Meghan is mixed, it's a problem. So, like I said, Archie is 3/4 white. He is a white baby. So the worry of Archie coming out looking like me, okay? Looking like, what? Who? Viola Day? Like, how dark did they think that this baby was going to come out looking like? Who did they think Archie... This is how bad... Hold on. This is how bad racism and colorism, this is how deep it goes. Because it's not about the fact that it's because she doesn't even visibly look black. But it's the thought. It's the fact that they know that there's black in him that made them be like, we are scared that this baby could potentially, slim to none, but there's a slight chance, very slight chance, that Archie could have even just a tinge of brown in him. And that's a problem. So we need to come to you and tell you, what are you going to do about your black baby that's not black? Okay? That's how bad, because, I mean, the thought that just kept coming into my head was, if Meghan was full black, this shit would have been 5, 15, 1,000 times the vitriol, the hate, the colorism, the racism that would have come out of these white people up there would have been tens of thousands times worse. If Meghan was just a tinge, just even looked busy, if Meghan just wasn't even passing, if she was just a light-skinned, fully black woman, it would have been worse. So imagine if she was my color. Imagine if she was dark-skinned. She wouldn't have been able to even date Harry. They would have been like, throw her away. She can't come up in here. She can't she can't come up in this house. She can't come up in this house. So, it's bad. This is bad. And it's so bad that Harry couldn't even say who said it. He couldn't even say who said it. Like, imagine that conversation. Imagine having that conversation. I wasn't surprised, but I was also surprised at the same time. Because it's just like, come on. And in the same breath, I'm just thinking to myself, Meghan, why are you surprised? Why are you so shocked? Why is this shocking to you? That a monarch and a monarch's family is racist? And color, like what? What? And it got so bad that even when she was pregnant and she's stuck in the house and the press is making all these shitty stories about her that are not true because she can't even leave the house. She has no say on anything. They're going to say Archie is not getting a prince title. So since Archie's not getting a prince title, he doesn't get the protection of a prince. So you mean to tell me I have no say in shit? Y'all won't tell the tabloids that the shit that they're saying is lies and to stop saying it. I'm doing everything that y'all are saying. I'm pregnant and my baby, my 1/4 black child, can't get protection. And because he's not a prince, because y'all won't make him one. And Meghan kept making it very clear that she did not care about him being a prince. She just wanted him to have the protection. Prince Harry has the protection. Why doesn't Archie have the protection that Prince Harry has, even though it's Prince Harry's child? It's Prince Harry's child. Why wouldn't Prince Harry's child get the same protection as him and as William and Kate's children do? So that was a tradition that they were intentionally, not Harry and Meghan. They made it clear it wasn't them. That was the intention of the family. Which family member? We gonna figure it out. Okay? We connecting all the dots. All the dots, we gonna connect them. Okay? So Meghan talks about how there is how there is a convention where all, I guess, the grandchildren or great-grandchildren get their titles. And this will happen, I think, when the queen dies. I don't know. I wasn't really understanding that part. But they're going to change this convention for the sake of Archie being born. But just for the sake of Archie being born. Not any other reason. Except for just the fact that Archie was born. And they just want to fuck this shit up because Archie was born. And they know Archie got black in him. Okay? Meghan, throughout this whole moment, won't say it. She won't say that it's racist. I don't know why she won't say it in this moment. Eventually she says it's a racist undertone, and Harry comes out and goes, no, it's racist, and then she says it's racist, but in this moment she's not saying it's racist. She's just like, there's racial undertones. I'm just like, girl, come out the gate and just say it. Say it. Say it. There's no point there's no point. Why are we tiptoeing? You're doing this interview. Why are you tiptoeing? Y'all have no more protection. They said, fuck y'all. Y'all left and went to LA because they took all your protection away. Come on. Just straight up say it. What are they going to do? Just say it. And so, with this conversation that Harry and Meghan, won't say who it was, I strongly think that Prince Charles, Prince Harry, and Kate Middleton were worried about that baby coming out too black. Let me tell you why. Because Prince Charles is a piece of shit. I have not caught up on The Crown yet. This is just the stuff that I've seen from the documentaries, from Diana's story, from how Prince Charles has treated every woman and everybody, even his alleged accusations of pedophilia. Come on. That man is a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. So, of course, I think that Prince Charles was like,
Harry, so you have a black with you. I'm worried that a baby is going to come out looking like, not one of us, you know. How are we going to solve the solution? How are we going to solve this problem? Because, Harry, what if your child comes out looking like a black? This is the problem.
I think that's what happened. And I think William sat his happy ass, cheating ass in the corner over there and said, Harry, what are you gonna do? And Harry was like, nigga, what the fuck? And then Kate was like, because she seems like an asshole. So I think they were all sitting up there, and Prince Charles was the main one who was like, Harry, you married a black. What if your black ass wife has a black ass baby? Even though she don't. Okay, I'll touch that. But yeah, it's just like, come on. It was Charles. We all know it was Charles. Speaking of Charles, I really want to talk about. So their relationship is very strained, not strange. Well, same, strange and strained. But I'm sorry, just the way that Prince Charles treated Princess Diana was just so awful. And I think about how do William and Harry feel about the fact that their father was so blatantly shitty to their mother, and she passed away because of the press. She passed away because of the press. Press chased her to her death, literally. How do they feel? And obviously Harry feels very strongly because the relationship between his father and his brother is very strained right now. But when Harry comes out and goes, I don't want history to repeat itself, and I felt in that moment when Meghan was crying out for help, that was what exactly was happening. I just kept thinking, the story of Diana is just so sad. Because they treated that woman like shit. And they treated that woman like shit simply because she was so well liked. The press loved Diana until they didn't. And they were doing the same thing with Meghan, to where they bullied her. Anything that Meghan did, Kate could do the same thing, and the narrative was just a complete 180. It was the total opposite. And it's just like, from the perspective of Harry, seeing this play out, seeing how, remembering his mother, you know, the stories that came out about her, how Charles treated that woman like shit, and how she was chased, and the press hated her, the royal family hated her, the Brits hated her, but she was so well loved by everybody else because she was a likable person. And Meghan, a likable person. Everybody loved her. And then the royals were like, see, you're getting more attention than we thought you would. And we don't like that. We like our attention to be on ourselves. We don't like people who are not the queen or the king to get more attention than the queen. Like, it's very visibly, it's obviously jealousy. So yeah, Prince William is a shitty cheater. And it's also funny the fact that we know Prince William is a cheater. There were no stories about him cheating though. We know it, but there weren't a lot of stories. They weren't running. The tabloids were not running those stories of William being a cheater, Prince Charles being accused of pedophilia, being a cheater, being a shitty person, being awful all these decades. And it's just, it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. But they churn out those stories about Meghan and Harry's relationship, that her pregnancy, oh, she's holding her belly too much. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. It felt very similarly to Beyonce in America, because the tabloids were treating Beyonce like shit when she was pregnant both of those times. Saying that she was lying about her pregnancy, she didn't carry her child, all this stuff, calling her child ugly, like all these things, to the point where Beyonce was just like, I gotta pull back. I gotta pull back. I gotta retreat, you know? And now the same thing here. But I feel like it's ooh. Those British tabloids are just even more shitty to me. So while Meghan is pregnant, I think after she gives birth and she's very depressed and she has suicidal thoughts, she can't be left alone. She is just very, very down and very depressed. I think that was like 2020 when they decided, or 2019 when they decide after I think she gives birth to go to a different country of the Commonwealth, to step down as senior members of the royal family, but to still work for the queen in a different country in the Commonwealth. And this was when even more shit broke loose, because then the narrative also was shifted and it made it seem like Harry and Meghan were quitting and they didn't want to work for her anymore, and they just were like, fuck this shit, we're out. That's not actually what happened. According to them, they stepped back because they weren't getting the protection because of Archie being born and not being a prince. They weren't getting the protection that they needed to be safe. So they wanted to move to a different country. That narrative completely not even, when they were talking about that, that's not even a thought that came into my head, because all the narrative up until this point was Meghan hates this shit and she wants to get the fuck out, and Harry wants to get the fuck out, and he wants to get the fuck out because of Meghan. They were blaming it all on Meghan. They weren't saying, oh, we're not going to make Archie a prince, so he's not going to get the protection that he needs, so y'all are shit out of luck on that front. So figure it out. And they're like, okay, let's just go to Canada, to a country in the Commonwealth. Side note, the Commonwealth are just 54 countries, all under the Parliament of the Brits. The Brits. Okay? I did not know that. I don't know any of this stuff. So yeah, that's why they went to Canada, because they weren't getting the protection. Now, let's dive more into Harry. Because Harry had some moments here where I was just like, bruh, come on, man. Come on, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it 100 right here. Harry was giving me very much privileged, very much. I didn't understand my privilege and my racism until I met this woman, and I had to step like even just 5 days in her shoes. And now I understand 100%. No, you don't. No, you don't. That part made me cringe, because I was just like, let's be honest here, Harry. You're still royalty. Like, you're still royal. You can leave Meghan tomorrow, and I'm sure they'll let you back in. Like, you'll be fine. They'll be fine, actually. Meghan is fine. Like, they're all good. Let me not forget that. They're good. They're out of that situation. They're not struggling financially. Diana left him a will. They got money. They're building their wealth. They have another child in the way. They're all right. They're in LA, rich and chilling. Like, they're not suffering in any way. They're not suffering at all. Like, they're good. They did this interview voluntarily, but they're good. Like, they're fine. But Harry had a lot of switching up he was doing. 1 minute he's defending his family, the next he's saying that his family is racist. I'm just like, okay, Harry, can you pick a side? Because this switching back and forth is looking a little sus to me. Like, I don't like this. I'm gonna need you to just pick a side. Pick a side. Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to defend your family of color, or do you want to defend this family that is racist and is never not going to be racist because the monarchy is racist to begin with? Which one? Pick a side. Like, I understand you stepped down, but you're still Prince Harry, though. Like, you're still Prince Harry. So that part was irritating me. I was like, okay, you can acknowledge your privilege, but what you gonna do about it? Because you're still defending your racist family. It's like when you meet those people who are like, my family is racist and I know that, but I'm not racist. It's like, do you tell your racist family that they're racist, or do you ignore it and just tolerate it? Because what can you do, quote unquote? What do you do about your racist family? What do you do? It's okay. Like, acknowledging your family is racist is one thing, but like, what do you do after that? Like, it's cute. Oh, my family's racist. It's cute. Okay. And what I gotta do with me? So yeah, you say, okay, Prince Charles was not taking your calls at one point, and then now y'all are talking out on slight speaking terms. You and William are on slight speaking terms. Why do you want to talk to them if they're shitty to your wife and your child and your children? Why do you want to talk to them? For what? And Oprah had a funny moment in this interview where she goes, "You felt trapped, Harry? What were you trapped? Why? How were you trapped?" And that was also a moment where I was like, Harry, you weren't fucking trapped. But then I had to think back, and I was just, somebody was saying on Twitter how when Diana passed away, basically, Prince William and Harry belonged to the Queen. They couldn't leave Buckingham Palace. That's the name of the freaking place. Buckingham Palace. They couldn't leave. After she passed away, basically the Queen had custody of them because it's the Queen. Hello. So I was like, okay, from Harry's perspective, I could understand how he felt trapped in that house and in this system. And he got out of the system, but you're still upholding the system. That's the thing, you know? All these stories are just starting to connect, and the puzzle pieces are just starting to just come together even more. They're all trash, according to Harry and Meghan. They're all trash. They won't say who's trash. We know who's trash. But lastly, I just wanted to talk about Harry being left money by his mother. So Diana had a will. Thank goodness she had a will. And in that will, she left Harry with money. And when Harry had to come to LA and live with Tyler Perry for 3 months because they didn't have a job, because their job was working for the Queen, they had no money, so they had to figure it out. And he got the money that was left from his mother in her will. And in my head, I was like, did Diana leave William money? Because in my head, I'm like, Diana knew eventually William is going to be Prince. But I feel like Diana knew also that William is going to be the person who's going to fuck all this shit up. So I'm going to leave him with this shit, all my shit. I'm going to leave him with it because I know, I'm a mom, I know Harry is my one boy who is the hothead, who is going to be the one to turn this shit upside down. And I feel like Diana knew to a certain extent that something like that would happen. Something like this would happen. So she left him with everything. Because eventually, William has known since he was a little boy, obviously. You are eventually going to be the king of England. You're going to be the king. You're the firstborn, you're going to be the king. It's just it. And Harry has always been a rebel. He's always been the person who just goes against everything that is royalty, that is that is elite, that is this. Even though he's still elite, he's still a man of privilege. He's still a prince, but he's just going to go against the grain a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. This is the most he's going against the grain. Because he's not there anymore, obviously. So I feel like Diana knew something's going to happen to me. I need to make sure that Harry is good. Yeah. Because even Harry says, I think she knew something like this would happen. And there's that. And I think that is all my, that's all my thoughts. That's all I got. What an amazing interview. Wow. That was way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. We'll see what happens in the future with all this stuff that was going on. We'll see how the royal family responds. I doubt that they will. Because they can't. Because what are they going to say? We're not racist? Come on. Yeah, they're having a girl. All this stuff is just, this is stuff that happened a year ago. So it's literally done now. And now it's just the repercussions, the truth is coming out. And we'll see how the Brits, the British press handles it. There's one thing that Brits can't say is that they're racist. They're not racist. Because they are. So this competition of, the racism Olympics of which country is more racist? Which countries are more racist? Europe, the US, Canada, which one? Which one? Pick one. Or South Africa. Which one, bruh? They're all shitty. Come on. Yeah, that's all my thoughts. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know your thoughts, your point of views in the comments below. Thumbs this video up. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.